Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce Congressman Sam Farr on behalf of the University of California. Congressman Farr was nominated as a champion of science by the University of California in 2013 and presented the award by UC Santa Cruz Chancellor George Blumenthal. That Congressman Farr deserves this distinction is undeniable. Not only does he appreciate the role research plays in discovery and innovation, but he also understands the role discovery and innovation plays in building our economy and our society. As an appropriator, Congressman Farr fights to sustain federal funding for scientific research. The ranking member on the Agricultural Appropriations Subcommittee, he has authored important legislation for organic food standards, agricultural research, and food safety. He is outspoken in support of science and research, regularly making statements on the House floor and in the public to build support for university research and education. He was instrumental in bringing state and federal ocean research facilities to UC Santa Cruz, including the Monterey Bay Education, Science, and Technology Center. He was a founding co-chair of the House Oceans Caucus and authored legislation to establish the U.S. Commission on Ocean Policy. He understands the importance of California's fragile ecosystems and the role California researchers serve in understanding and protecting them. By these actions and many others, he has increased collaboration and research opportunities at UC Santa Cruz as well as across the whole University of California system. On behalf of the University of California, I want to thank Congressman Sam Farr for his commitment and support for science.
Thank you, Samuel. Great name you have. I want to thank all of you for being here. We need to have a lot more scientists involved in public policy making. When I was in the California State Legislature, very interested, by the way, my background was an undergraduate in biology. I never could get into the university system that's just giving me this award, but I've built a campus for them, so that maybe makes up for it. I'm wondering with this award also whether I can change my organic chem grade now. But seriously, the need to have science fellows, budding scientists become aware of the political system, of how policy is made, is so important. So I was in the California legislature, we were trying to get a science advisor for the then Governor George Deukmejian. He didn't want to have any more positions in his office, although Texas and other states were sort of robbing us of Silicon Valley and others. And we thought we need to, and we had Super Collider was a big issue in California. So instead of a advisor, we created a council on science and technology made up of the presidents of every single research university in the state of California. That council is still booming in California. And since I've been in Congress, been able to build a new campus for the California State University system in Monterey. And the reason I came to this breakfast, not only to get this award, because I think many of us of my era grew up staring at this box for about a decade every single morning as we ate our Wheaties, never thinking we would ever be a champion. So what an honor to now have your face on that box. I don't think my grandchildren are even going to understand that. But seriously, I've always had science fellows in my office, Sea Grant fellows and National Science Foundation fellows. I would urge that we try to get into every agreement. We've just created in California a internship under that council that I just spoke of to get scientists into the legislative offices, the state senate, state assembly offices, to learn the political system. It's what I've done in building the consortium around Monterey Bay. But my reason here is come here today is to recruit you. I want you to come live in my district. We have the University of California at Santa Cruz, just one of the best science, biological science research universities in the world. We have the California State University, brand new campus there. We have the Naval Postgraduate School and a lot of the research going with 22 marine research institutions, including Stanford's Hopkins, the University of California's Long's Marine Lab, and the State University's Moss Landing Marine Lab, and other entities looking for marine scientists. We have the Monterey Institute, now the Middlebury Institute of International Studies there, in law schools and other kinds of specialized institutions. Probably more academic talent in that district per capita than the big New York and Bostons and Los Angeleses of the world. So we're really engaged in the future and in science and research. And I really appreciate you recognizing legislators that have interest in that. So I just noticed we're going to have a little bit of a race here between the Senate, who's going to Mars, and our congressman from Texas, who's going to the planet Europa, and he's personally going to get there himself. He's chair of the committee that funds it, and he's already built his own spaceship. So thank you for being here today, too. Look, the message is science is the solution, but politics is the way to that solution. You've got to get involved in the political world. We cannot just have another experience like we had with global warming, where science came to the political bodies of our state and federal government and said, here's the problem. And then when asked by legislators, so what's that going to do to the folks in my district, the answer is going to have to shut down all those polluting industries. That was not acceptable. It was not an acceptable answer. It's got to be understanding that for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And I think the reaction in Congress and the nation was to really hurt science after that. And to the point of global climate deniers, not allowing funding to be spent and things like that. So that's what's all about education. So if we can get your folks into our offices and learn how we do things and how we think and what motivates us, at the same time, they can spin off what they think is the better scientific solution or approach to this. And that kind of dialogue we need to really invest in. Thank you for this award. Thank you for your work. And come to Monterey.
Can we get a picture, please, of the two of you together?